guys, welcome to the best books of June, and I'm going to go ahead and go through these in order. I did have 6 books that I read in June that I gave 5 stars to, and I'm going to go ahead and go through them. It's kind of a wide variety of different types of books this time. The first one that I read and I really liked is Lightfall Book 1, The Girl in the Galdurian by Tim Probert. This is a middle grade graphic novel. I really enjoyed the illustration style in here and the story, and there's just a lot of adventure and fantasy and maybe a little slight bit of steampunk feel to it because of some of the things that happen. But this was really good. It's actually one I got for my son, and as he's entering his teenage years, he's reading a less middle grade fantasy graphic novels and kind of sticking with more manga type novels. So he had not read this yet, and I kind of stole it from him and read it, and I really liked it. And I do plan on continuing the series because it was really good. All right, the second book I read this month that I really liked, and I was actually a little bit surprised how much I liked this, and I don't know why because I liked all the books in the series, and that is Winterkeep by Kristen Cashore. Yeah, and this is 4th book, I think, in the Graceling realm. It's been a really long time since we read Bitter Blue, which came out in 2012, 9 years ago. But Winterkeep kind of picks up where that book leaves off. It was very good. I liked it a lot. I was surprised by how much I liked it and surprised at the reminder how wonderful Kashore's writing style is, and just a very good fantasy world. Wonderful world building, great characters, a really interesting plot, and I just really love this. I listened to it on audiobook too, and the audiobook was well done, and yeah, very good book. So if you like the Graceling realm, I would definitely recommend that. Or if you're just into like fantasy in general. Okay, the next book I read that I really liked was completely unrelated to either of those types of books, and this didn't print out very well, but that's Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This one got a lot of press, a lot of discussion. It is about the first son of the president of America, or President of the United States, and then the heir to the British throne, so the prince to the British throne. Really good. It's just a very cute kind of romancy thing with some interesting politics as a backdrop. I know some people who have given it very negative reviews are upset that the politics aren't portrayed appropriately or equally or whatever. If you're looking for like a solid political read, I wouldn't read this. This is more of a fun, lighthearted, feel-good romance, like contemporary romance, where the two characters are kind of in strange situations. So again, listen to this audiobook, really enjoyed it, and yeah, I would recommend it if you want like kind of a lighthearted, fun, contemporary romance. All right, and then something completely related to any of those first 4. The next one that I read that I really enjoyed was Fate. I just forgot what it's called again. Runaway Faith, the first book in the Moonstone Cove series by Elizabeth Hunter. And I really liked this. It was one of my favorite Elizabeth Hunter books so far. It's the first book in the Moonstone Cove series, which again involves women in their 40s who gain psychic powers. The woman that this featured was a scientist. She worked at university, and I kind of enjoyed all of that. And I really liked the college town of Moonstone Cove. And these books tend to focus a lot on friendship and family, as well as having a really good mystery. And I really enjoy them. So that I actually liked the first book, Runaway Fate, better than the second book, which I just finished. But really good, a series if you're interested at all in kind of a mystery involving psychic people and weird things and, friendships a lot about, the women have families and jobs and all that stuff. I really have been enjoying it. So yeah, enjoyed that one. All right, the 5th book that I read that I also really enjoyed, obviously, is 10 Minutes Past Tea Time by Elizabeth Chatsworth. This was a kind of a short story. It's about 50 pages long, about a woman in an alternate, steampunk history in the London region who develops a goldfish time traveling machine and travels back to the Viking era. It was super funny and super cute and just some action and adventure. And it was just a lot. Again, it was a short story, but there was a lot packed into the short story, and I really enjoyed it. again, Elizabeth Chatworth reminds me a lot of Gail Carriger, but I actually like her writing style a little bit better. She's got that same, like, a lot of strong female characters, a lot of humor, a lot of things are very quirky and weird. Of course, lots of steampunk elements, but she also just, her writing style just flows really well and doesn't have any like lulls in it or anything like that sometimes I find when I read character novels. So yeah, really impressed with her as an author. And she hasn't written much, but I continue to look forward to whatever she does write. So there's that one. And then the last one I read this month that I absolutely loved will probably come as no surprise to anybody, and that is Mr. Impossible by Maggie Stiefvater, and that is the second book in the Dreamer trilogy. Stiefvater's writing style always impresses me. It's very different, very unique, lots of really good imagery, beautifully written, very kind of, there's some abstract ideas in here. She's not shying away from dealing with things about living dreams and what does it mean when people are, dreaming things into reality and what effect does that have on everything. And so very creative, very complex idea-wise, but I never felt like I was lost. It wasn't one of those books where I'm reading it and I'm like, I don't even understand what the author is talking about. No, it's neat. It stretches your mind a little bit. It's a good story. It's interesting characters, really cool concepts, and it just really well done. I feel like every series she's written, she's done better. I feel like her writing style has matured a lot since her first, I think the first one she did was like the Shiver series with the werewolves in Minnesota, which of course I live in Minnesota, so that was a good one too. But yeah, she just has like a very lyrical, beautiful writing style, very creative. And this trilogy in particular has been a little bit more abstract and makes you kind of stretch your mind a little bit to understand what's going on. But again, for me, it never got confusing. It just is kind of pushing you to use your imagination and think about things philosophically a little bit more. So really, really loving this trilogy. It's definitely different from most young adult paranormal out there. So if you like the Raven Cycle, I think this series is even better, honestly. But it is a little bit more adult. It's like not as much young adult as just adult paranormal because the characters are a lot older and they're dealing with a lot of more complicated things. So yeah, that was the final one. So those were the 6 books I read in June that I really enjoyed and I gave 5 stars to. Trying to get this video done a little bit early so I could post it. We are going to be gone over the 4th of July week, so trying to do some stuff ahead of time. We are finally getting rain in Minnesota, which is very exciting because we have been so dry. I don't know if I mentioned in a previous video, but our well actually stopped working because the aquifer level had dropped so low. We had to have our well pump where we live dropped further into the ground. So that's definitely a sign we're in a drought, among other things. It's nice to just see some rain and see things being better, getting greener. It's amazing how fast like the grass and the trees will get green again once they start getting some rain. So it has been raining for almost 2 days now, so that's nice, I guess. It's extremes. Either we're dry for weeks or it's going to rain for a week. So all right, well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the best books of June. If you do have some great books you read in June and you want to comment down below, I'd love to hear what books people are interested in and are reading. I do try to post every Wednesday and Saturday. I'm going to say I'm much more consistent about posting my Saturday stacking the shelves. My Wednesday posts are usually something different, like best books of the month, subscription box unboxings, or other lists of things that I'm interested in, usually pertaining to reading. But if this sounds interesting to you, please feel free to subscribe and like this post if you enjoyed the Stacking the Shelves. I do plan on posting, I'm not sure what order these are going to go up, and this one might either go up before the Beauty and the Beast retellings video, which I keep talking about and not posting because, as I mentioned in my Stacking the Shelves, I've read a lot of Beauty and the Beast retellings, and I'd like to go through them, but it's a lot more work to sort through all that than I thought it would be. So I'm working on it, but that will be the next Wednesday post. Probably is that one, unless I decide to post this Best of June after the Beauty and the Beast retelling. So we'll see. We'll see how far I get on it. Anyways, that's enough of that. I hope you got some great books. I hope you have a great week of reading ahead of you, and I will talk to you on Saturday for stocking the shelves. Bye.